At Bluefield, and Greenville is playing at Bristol. The Jeep Wrangler is the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Great deals available now at the Jeep Summer Sales Event. I'm Matt Pauley with the Sports Flash on 1420 WEMB Sports Radio. Marky
We'll hold off a little bit on that Asian house, but hey, that's the place to go for lunch right now. And remember, 10% off if you are going to be headed there just by mentioning my name, Marky Billson, Tri-City Sports Now on 1420 WEMB Sports Radio. You are probably listening on jetbroadcasting.live or watching this on Facebook, either live or archived, as the lights are turned. At the night the lights went out in Irwin right there. It's turned right back on in the studio. You just saw that if you're watching on Facebook. By the way, Tom Shanahan, bottom of the hour. But remember that, by the way, where is Asian House? By the way, Japanese, Chinese food, always delicious. Shepson West Market, on your way to Jonesboro if you come from Johnson City, about a mile down on West Market. On your left from the State of Franklin, West Market intersection, or if you're coming from Jonesboro, Greenville, that area, it's on your right, Leisure Lane, about a mile shy of that major intersection. 11E 321 West Market Street, the shopping center shops on West Market with a wide variety of shopping. So, they haven't sponsored, the other stores haven't sponsored, but why don't you just eat at Asian House and burn up the food shopping? There's an idea. Okay. And there are a lot of varieties there, So there you go. Asian House, shops in West Market, 10% off by mentioning moi, Marky Billson's name. I wonder if they do. A guy on the radio told me to. Top 100 players in the NFL have been released, according to the NFL Network, which basically means according to the NFL. I'm not going to give you all 100 because that would get a little bit boring now, wouldn't it? But I will give you the top 10 that were ranked. Number 10, Von Miller, linebacker, Denver Broncos. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Julio Jones, you won't see him, nor Joe Flacco, nor Drew Lock play in tonight's Falcons-Broncos preseason game, but he'll play in the regular season. And guess what? He's the 9th best player, according to the NFL Network, in the NFL, and the 2nd best receiver. 8th best player in the NFL, according to NFL Network. Aaron Rodgers. That's kind of interesting to me. Guy with great quarterback rating. And I know quarterback rating can be But a great, how shall we say this, the best interception percentage, lowest interception percentage in history, least likeliest quarterback all-time throw a pick. And there are 7 players better than him in the contemporary NFL, according to the NFL Network. Who might they be? What about Antonio Brown? He comes in at number 7, Oakland Raiders wide receiver. Big mouth, big production. Number 6, Tom Brady. Greatest quarterback ever. 5 better players right now than the best quarterback ever. Todd Gurley. I'm not willing to go there. I'm not willing to take Brady over Gurley. I believe Gurley will play more years just because of the age, but that doesn't mean that in 2019 Gurley is a better football player than Brady. Brady will account for 4,000 yards. Gurley will account for 1,500. Think of it that way. But Gurley did go to the Super Bowl. When the Rams weren't playing him, they didn't beat the Patriots. He only put 3 points up on the board. I've told you before that I think that Goff, Gurley, and Aaron Donald, that is a trifecta that could make the Rams big winners for a long, long time. Maybe this year. We have a Super Bowl rematch. I wouldn't put it beyond the realm of possibility. But Gurley is number 4. Patrick Mahomes. I'm not ready to say Patrick Mahomes, as great as he was last year, is better than Tom Brady. Younger? Yes. More athletic? Yes. Does he have 6 Super Bowl rings? No. Did Tom Brady win the head-to-head competition last year? Yes. Was Tom Brady more clutch? Yes. Again, we're not talking about 2029. We're talking about 2019. Mahomes. And by the way, Mahomes, I think, plays sort of a wild style that will eventually catch up to him. Throwing across the field, too much scrambling, throwing with the... He threw a shuttle pass with his left hand. Yeah, everybody can do that, just... How about Khalil Mack, linebacker, Chi Bears, number 3? There's a pick. Kind of interesting. Debatable. But quite the honor for Khalil Mack. One of the reasons why I think the Bears are a sleeper this year. New Orleans Saints QB Drew Brees. He's going to hold all the records, isn't he? Already got the most yards in NFL history. I don't know if that trumps the Super Bowl rings. I don't know if that trumps the touchdown passes. But he's the number 2 player listed. So who's the best player in the NFL? I'm not necessarily against this. But it's an out-of-the-box selection. And I just mentioned his name. Aaron Donald, Los Angeles Rams. This is voted on, by the way, by the NFL players. And you do get the idea that maybe there were some players on offense that said, Donald, he hurts you. So I can kind of see this, especially 2 out of the best 3 players, defensive players. I can. Almost 1,100 votes were tallied. Donald became only the 2nd defensive player to take the top spot since the inaugural Top 100 countdown in 2011 on the NFL Network. J.J. Watt took home the honor in 2015. Now, last year, Donald just missed the sack record. He had 20 and a half, 59 total tackles, 41 of them all by himself. 25 of those 59 hits came for a loss. He hit the quarterback 41 times. So he wasn't sacking him. He was getting to him. And a lot of quarterbacks voted on this. To have Aaron Donald. And I can't go against this. Remember, he's also going to get double-teamed every snap. By the way, Donald also won Defensive Player of the Year both last year and the year before. And only J.J. Watt and Lawrence Taylor can say that, along with Aaron Donald. I have no problem taking Donald for the reasons I just gave you. Number 1, it is an out-of-the-box selection, but it makes you think. I, though, think I probably would have stayed with Brady, who was number 1 last year. Now, how in the world did Tom Brady drop from 1 to 6 when all he did was win the Super Bowl, and all he did was put the pats on his back against Patrick Mahomes, who was somehow voted ahead of him? Again, this is the 2019 rankings. It's not the 2023 rankings. It's not the 2029 rankings. It's the 2019 rankings. Now, last year, Brady was number 1 player. Antonio Brown was number 2. The injuries caught up to Carson Wentz. He was number 3. Julio Jones was number 4. And Le'Veon Bell, who didn't play at all, was number 5. Now, I can see why Bell's stock dropped. For that matter, I can kind of see why Wentz's stock dropped. He could have made the argument he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback, although he didn't play in a game, but he was hurt. Got the Eagles there. Couldn't have won it without him, even though it was Fultz who had the glory in the Super Bowl. But yes, I can kind of see where Wentz would be thought of very high. But you do get then the idea that is Mahomes the flavor of the month, or the flavor of the year, as the case may be, just like Carson Wentz was. Still, though, how in the world did Tom Brady, what did he do other than age a year to drop from being the best player in football ranked by the NFL players, NFL Network rankings, to number 6? Makes no sense. If anything, his stock should have gone up. He won the Super Bowl this year. Makes no sense whatsoever to me. And I have a problem with Aaron Donald, number 1. I do have a problem with Tom Brady dropping so far. And I guess that it's beauty before age in the NFL player voting? Because you know what? From the right angle, Patrick Mahomes is kind of androgynous. All right, I'm Marky Billson. When we come back, I am going to talk to a pretty good writer by the name of a very opinionated writer. He's written a very interesting book called Ray of Light. And foreword was written by Tony Dungy. But it is about the 1966 Michigan State Spartans and their black quarterback, the first black quarterback from the South to win a national championship. It happened more than 50 years ago, and it really did pave the way for college football to be integrated, maybe even more than the drubbing that Alabama took in 1970 at the hands of Southern California, which is said to have been the final nail in the coffin to integrate the SEC. We're going to talk to Tom Shanahan about his book, Ray of Life, after this on Tri-City Sports Now.